dudes? This is VaporTheGamer, and welcome back to another episode of Vapor Reacts. So we have a different kind of video to react to today, a very long one, so I'm gonna keep this intro short. Game Theory uploaded yet another theory video on the Five Nights at Freddy's series, which is insane. I don't know how many videos that he's done, but they're so intriguing. But this one I kind of put in my watch later list. Okay, because I haven't really seen too much on Ultimate Custom Night, and that's what this one's kind of about. And I saw the last video, which was insane. I was really surprised to see another one, and I know he said he's gonna do another one on the whole timeline, so I'm very intrigued on these. And I thought I would actually do a reaction video for it, because a lot of you guys actually suggest this kind of stuff. Not much recently, mostly animations, but like back in the past, you guys would go crazy over this stuff. So I'm giving you what you want now. Guys, everything will be in the link in the description down below, so you go check this out for yourself. Obviously, along with the game theorist, Matt Pat, amazing guy. I love his freaking voice. It's so inviting. I love it so much. Almost better than Markiplier. No, nuts. Let's be real. I'm gonna click play on this bad boy. In 3, 2, 1. Boom. Toy Matt Pat, the high school years. Pardon me, what?
Dear Diary,
oh my
yesterday
gosh.
was so amazing. I met such a wonderful guy, and I know just how to get him. He'll be mine by the end of the day. I just know it. I'll tell him that I've solved the lore of his games and constructed a timeline. And once he's there,
that's
I'll
cool.
have him. And once I have him, he'll be mine forever. There's only one thing that could possibly go wrong.
What's that? This is so awesome.
How can Mangle be walking around in FNAF 2 before all the animatronics are possessed? How can Springtrap be experimenting with Remnant when he's sealed in a wall? Answer me! I don't know. That's exactly what I worried might go wrong. No! No!
That was awesome. That was he has the greatest
Hello,
videos.
Internet.
His editing's
Welcome
insane.
to Game Theory, getting burned by hippos since 2018.
Not every story has to have significance, you know? Sometimes, sometimes a story is just a story. You try to read into every little thing and find meaning in everything anyone says, you'll just drive yourself crazy.
Kinda harsh there, Scott. Speaking of
I
stories,
still haven't
last
seen
FNAF Theory,
that
I was
jump
at
scare
the
yet.
lowest of lows. The survival logbook threw a lot of weird curveballs into the lore that I don't think anyone was really expecting. Reveals like Michael Afton being the bite victim were interesting, but also really difficult to explain away. And that's where things sat until now.
He tried
With
to
both the
decipher
release
that
of the
whole
final
book.
FNAF book, The Fourth Closet,
Which I
and
wanna
what
get.
seems to be the final FNAF game, Super FNAF Brothers Ultimate. They're all here.
That's
And
so
now
true.
with both these releases, we're finally in a position to see all the puzzle pieces we're working with, which means one last examination of the franchise from top to bottom, starting with Custom Night this week, and then next week stepping back and looking across the entire timeline to see if we can wrap things up in a neat blood-soaked bow now that we can see all the events and key players. So step through the curtain, Funtime Foxy, because the show's about to start. It's
I'm
time for
excited.
me to pull a candy
I love
cadet and
these so
tell
much.
you a story. A
No,
story of
no
anger
thanks.
that never dies. A story of never-ending suffering. And I'm not just talking about me trying to write these theories. Today, I tell you the story of how Ultimate
done,
Custom Night ends the
20.
FNAF franchise in the same place where it all began. As soon as you start playing Custom Night, you can tell that Scott's up to his usual tricks. Yeah, that. But beyond
never
being
got
gaming's
that.
biggest troll, I mean, Scott has clearly taken a game that
I don't
most of
think
us
so, at least.
assumed was just a fun little add-on to capstone the series, and has used it to deliver a full-on 100% canon addition to the franchise, complete with huge lore reveals mostly hidden in character dialogue once you die, which is pretty nice considering you die a lot in this game.
Voice lines are awesome. Best part about the game.
I totally let Night Marion kill me at 3 a.m. on purpose. I just really wanted to see what she would say in this case. What, you guys don't believe me? Seriously, I'm good at this game. I did it for the lore. I did it for the lore. Through these death lines, we can immediately start piecing together what exactly is going on here. The first set
This is
of
the
lines
stuff that
reveals
intrigues
that
me.
we're powerless to escape.
You and I will be making music together for a long, long time.
This is a nightmare that you won't wake from.
Seeing you powerless is like music to me.
More voice lines indicate that not only are we trapped here for all eternity, we also can't die. Or maybe more accurately, we can die just over and over and over again.
Is he in like purgatory or something?
Relish a victim that can't perish. Let's taste death again and again and again.
You won't get tired of dying, will you?
By the way, for those of you who don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of every element of this franchise,
I
that Toy
recognize
Chica line
that.
is actually a fun little callback to one of my favorite moments in the franchise. Foxy Fighters update
FNAF
1.2
World.
for FNAF World.
Yeah.
You won't get tired of my voice, will you?
So anyway, our character here is kind of screwed, trapped for eternity in a never-ending cycle of torment and death. It should be pretty obvious what's going on here, but I think Jacko Chica really sums up the situation best.
The fire within me burns eternal, and now you shall as well.
That's right. We're
that
trapped in
Afton?
heck. H-E double hockey sticks. Or toothpicks like my family always said, since we valued proper capitalization. And from there, it's just a hop, skip, and a karmic jump away from who we're playing as. None other than Springtrap himself, William Afton. Not
That
only does
is
a one-way ticket to hell follow up on the advice Henry gave us from
That's
FNAF
so
6.
weird,
Although
but awesome.
for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend.
But more voice lines in Custom Night confirm our relationship to each of these characters.
We know who our friends are, and you are not one of them.
This is a callback to FNAF 4's We're Still Your Friends, Do You Still Believe That? But twisted on its head. If our character were someone like, say, Michael Afton, aka the Crying Child, aka another character who can't die, well then Fredbear wouldn't single us out as not his friend. He's not an enemy to Michael because Michael never did anything to hurt him.
I am the fearful reflection of what you have created.
William
So-
Afton killed Henry's daughter, who goes on to become the puppet. Nightmare on here is the dark reflection of the puppet, thereby confirming that we're playing as William Afton. Even Ballora offers some clues that we're playing as William.
Admit it. You wanted to let me in.
Ballora's song and sister location was all about William hiding behind walls in the aftermath of his child's death, which left an empty room and an empty tomb in his life.
All I see is an empty room. No more joy, an empty tomb.
He shut everyone else out, but now that we're in William's personal hell, she's able to call him out for all his hidden feelings. William wanted to let the woman that Ballora represents in, but he just couldn't do it thanks to his grief, hence her calling him out for his real desires. You wanted to let me in. So we're a murderer trapped in a personal
This
hell
is
of our
so
own creation,
creepy.
forced to deal with the sins of our past for all eternity. Sound familiar? It should. It was my first ever FNAF theory. No joke, way back in episode 1 of the FNAF series, I predicted it was a game about someone trapped in purgatory, tormented by their crimes for
what I
all
said.
eternity. Granted, the series had only just begun and the theory tied everything back to a real-life string of murders, but it's actually really awesome to think that we've come full circle. That, from a theory standpoint at least, these videos have circled back around to where it all began.
So
It's
many of
poetic.
them. Oh my
A
gosh.
beautiful, horrific, child
Yeah.
murdery bookend of a story. So thanks, Scott. I have no doubt that you structured your franchise's final send-off that way just so I could have an I told you so moment at the very end after years of getting thwarted by your twisting story. It's very nice of you to throw me a bone. Might as well call me Mangle.
Afton is in hell,
More on
yeah.
that next week.
That's
but of
so
course,
crazy.
it wouldn't be FNAF if things were just that simple. No, it's not good enough for William to be held in a perpetual state of agony. There's something keeping us here. Looking through all the voice lines, there's one other entity that's mentioned
Yes, I
over
saw
and
that.
over
I saw
again.
that in one of the game
one
over
you
screens.
should not have killed.
I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed. Greetings from the fire, and from the one you should not have killed.
Excuse me, what? The one I shouldn't have killed? You mean Voldemort? Oh, sorry, got him confused with He Who Must Not Be Named. But seriously, the one I shouldn't have killed in a franchise
so
piled high
crazy.
with
Who
underage
could that be,
bodies.
though?
Okay, yeah, sure. All those other kids, nah, they deserved it. But that one right there, yep, shouldn't have touched him. Now you're damned for all eternity. Sucks to be you. Anyway, this is the big mystery of the game. Who are they talking about? Well,
that
by picking apart
crazy
clues from
image
all
that came
sorts of different locations. locations, we can start piecing together who this one who must stay vague for lore purposes actually is. First, from the rest of the voice lines, we can identify that this character is a male.
I have seen him, the one you shouldn't have killed. He's here and always watching, the one you shouldn't have killed.
Notice how both of them use the pronouns he and him. We also know that this guy specifically has a vendetta against us. To understand that, we have to turn our attention to the true stars of Ultimate Custom
It's not
Night.
Freddy, is it?
The mediocre melodies.
Oh my gosh.
Without question, this crew of duct-crawling rejects steal the spotlight in Ultimate Custom Night. Going from WTF are these guys doing here in FNAF 6 to breakout meme stars in Custom Night, Orville Elephant and the gang not only provide important life lessons.
He proceeded to pour me a glass.
Oh, please. I'm so happy that I haven't heard these, but now I'm...
You ever mix it with iced tea? You do like a little half lemonade, half... Oh, it's so... You should try it. Well, you can't because you're dead.
They also deliver on huge lore reveals. For the most part, their lines are pretty disposable, but
that does give away a little
rarely
bit, though.
you'll get a line
Freddy
from them that
hell.
feels just a bit out of character.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
That's disturbing.
With you, ninja skills.
And if you listen closely, you'll hear a female voice echoing back what they're saying, almost as if they're puppets under someone else's control.
This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over.
That sounds
again,
like Baby.
forever.
Like,
I
exactly.
will never let you leave.
Now, this voice could be Baby. Not
That's
only
what
does
it
she
sounds
sound
like.
similar,
I guess you forgot about me.
but a clue may also come from the merch. The Funko action figurines of the characters from FNAF 6 all contain one piece of scrap Baby. Collect all the figurines,
I
collect
didn't
all
know
the pieces
that.
to form the character. Which might seem like just a random detail until you consider that they did the same thing with every character in Sister Location, who would then go on to form Ennard. Each
I didn't
one
know that
contained
either.
a piece
That's
that
really
helped to
cool.
create what would eventually form the larger whole. Just like Ennard himself, a bunch of the other animatronics all rolled into one entity.
Even
This
the
is especially
merch gives
important when
away
you consider
clues.
that a key
What?
reveal from the final FNAF novel, The
King.
Fourth Closet,
King
is
of
that William
games.
Afton created the living
Scott
Sister
Cawthon.
Location Funtime animatronics by extracting remnant from the melted conglomeration of all the OG animatronics and injecting the new robots with it. Thus, all the new robots were alive and sharing a piece of the same set of souls, just like if the pieces of Baby/Ennard had been repurposed to form Happy Frog and her friends. That's why Baby's voice would be heard across all of them. Does that make sense? Good. Now throw it away.
Can you
because
actually
there's
hear
another
all of them?
explanation here. That this is the voice of the one you should not have killed. As you can tell at this point, Ultimate Custom Night had a huge amount of voice acting. And
You
the nice
think?
thing about voice acting is that you need to hire, you know, actors, which means job postings. So of course, for this game, Scott needed to make a ton of casting calls on the site
Cheap RNG jump
voices.com,
scares.
all identifying the roles that the actors would be playing. Some of the roles were obvious: Nightmare Balloon Boy, Pig Patch, Withered Chica, etc., etc. All characters that we're familiar with. Other casting calls, though, were a bit more vague. Monster, Character in Whisper, Little Girl, Annoying Girl, Vengeful Spirit.
How does
now,
he know
if you
about
track
these?
all of the job postings, you can actually
Does it say it in the job
identify
descriptions?
every single
Oh, wow.
role by who plays them. Monster is Jacko Chica. Character in Whisper is Trash in the Gang. Little Girl is the puppet. Annoying Girl is Dee Dee. Scott kept them vague so as not to ruin any surprises. You can actually
Dee Dee.
identify each and every role, except for one. Vengeful Spirit, played by Tabitha Skanes. It's the only one that doesn't match up to any
Played by a
explicit
girl, but it-
character in the game. But we know for a fact it exists since Scott himself left Tabitha
put
an
Baldy
excellent
in there,
review.
what the
5
heck?
stars. Well done, Tabitha.
Amazing,
So what
nailed
is
the spirit.
Vengeful Spirit? Well, according to the casting call, quote, "This is for the voice of a young child who speaks in a whisper from the shadows." That sounds a lot like the voice that's whispering in the background of our merry band of rejects. This child is in control and is toying with the player who's helpless to change their situation or prevent their inevitable end. Yeah, well, being trapped in HE double hockey sticks will do that to ya. The
Yeah.
gender should not be immediately clear. It should work as either a young boy or a young girl. And you're welcome to do readings leaning
young
one way
boy or
another.
young girl.
Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen, we
Whoa.
have our winner. A puppeteer that's manipulating things from the shadows. A spirit who's out for revenge. A spirit who
But
just
who
so
the heck
happens
is
to
it?
occasionally show its face during game over screens. Yes,
Is it
that
Golden Freddy?
creepy image of a face that's been
No.
haunting thumbnails of Ultimate Custom Night.
Golden
That
Freddy's
is
a
the face of our vengeful spirit. A spirit who,
That's a boy.
based on its last
That looks like a
line,
boy,
has
not a
an axe
girl.
to grind and intends to enact
I guess it
revenge by keeping us
doesn't matter.
tormented for all eternity.
He tried to release you. He tried to release us. But I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here. No matter how many times they burn us.
Oh,
Tried to
I
release
heard
you, but I'm
that
not gonna let that
kid in the
happen.
back.
I will hold you here? Yikes! Somebody's gotta get themselves a new hobby. But this is an important line, since by now many of you have probably seen the Old Man Consequences Easter egg. If you set the character Old Man Consequences to level 1 difficulty and then complete his minigame, you get taken through a glitch to Old Man Consequences Pond. A
That's like
character
the
from
Golden
FNAF
Freddy
World
minigame.
Who encourages the spirit to, quote, leave the
Whoa.
demon to his
Golden
demons.
Freddy jump scare.
Rest your own soul. There's nothing else. He's encouraging the angry spirit to finally rest, to give it up, to move on, instead of just chasing down the demon William Afton and spending eternity enacting revenge. But that all leads to the question, who is this vengeful spirit? The one William should not have killed? Well, it's Golden Freddy. For proof, look no further than the final cutscene of the game. If you manage to get the nearly
Didn't I just say
impossible
that?
score
No
of
way.
9,800, 49 animatronics at full difficulty, you see Golden Freddy in his FNAF 1 form twitching. He's twitching just like Springtrap did in the trailers to FNAF 3. Someone else
fading
who
away.
refused to give up, to pass on. Someone who always comes back. And just to dispel any confusion here, Golden Freddy isn't the crying child. This confirms it. Golden Freddy is actually a victim that we've never actually seen outside of the FNAF 3 minigames, nor will ever see outside of that face in the vent. But more on that next video. That
Face in the
final
vent?
timeline episode
What?
I got cooking up. If you want to make sure that you see it, hit subscribe now. That way you don't miss it. Because seriously, that is the one that wraps everything up. If there was ever a time to subscribe, now is that time. But anyway, Golden Freddy is the
I'm gonna
soul
watch that
that's
one
still
too, though.
trapped. One that refuses to let go of his hate, his rage. We even hear it in his line. He tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that happen, no matter how many times they burn us. In FNAF 3, the puppet tried to release everyone through the Happiest Day minigame. Fazbear Fright was burned down in an attempt to cleanse Freddy's. Pizzeria Simulator was burned to the ground. None of it has worked. The spirit of revenge is and always will be there until he chooses to let go. That's why he's still twitching as he fades into the darkness. That's why his eyes are still white as he disappears. He is choosing to remain here, to continue tormenting William, to ignore Old Man Consequences, encouraging him to move on to the next life. You know, this might be what Scott truly meant when he said that 50-20 mode in this game was impossible. Not just that it would be unbelievably difficult to overcome, which, let's face it, it is, but that there's no victory here.
I was gonna
That
say,
no
it's
matter
almost
how
meant to
good of a player you
not
are,
be
there
beaten.
is no winning this game because
It's
there is no
meant to
escape.
show
That even if you play it perfectly, William is
what you are and
trapped,
what
there
you're
is no
doing and
happy
where
ending
you
for
are.
Golden Freddy. In fact, you playing the game is continuing Golden Freddy's cycle of revenge. Old Man Consequence's message might be for Golden Freddy. Absolutely, rest your soul. There is nothing else, but it's also probably directed at us. I mean, we play and play and play this game for hours upon hours upon hours, achieving higher and higher and higher stats in a game that's incredibly
when
difficult,
Dawko
and what do
beat
we
it,
get
that was
from
insane.
it? A cutscene that's kind of underwhelming. Actually, perhaps Old Man Consequence's message was for Golden Freddy, sure, but also for us. Rest your own soul. There is nothing else. There is no deeper ending here. There is no satisfaction. This is it. And by choosing to play, we keep William's cycle of torment alive. We are literally Golden Freddy forcing William through this over and over and over again, refusing to move on, refusing to accept that there is nothing else. It's perhaps the most satisfying, unsatisfying conclusion in all of gaming. And as far as your
Really?
gameplay affecting character decisions, well, it doesn't get any more seamless than that. In the end, the truth is as plain as day. You are Golden Freddy. Next week, the grand conclusion as I break down literally
I got chills
everything
just
else
now.
in this
Legit.
game and all the other games and the books as we try to piece together one mega final timeline. I told Stephanie the other day that I was reworking the FNAF timeline. She's like, what is this, like the 80th time? And I'm like, yeah, pretty
exactly,
much.
right?
So place your bets
Oh
now
my
as to where you think the
goodness.
events are going to fall. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified of the new video. And most importantly of all, remember, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for proving me right for a change, Scott.
Wow. What's this? Am I gonna get jump scared? What's happening? Why did that why did that actually? I don't get it. Anyways, guys, wow. Holy crap. That just like solved so many things that I wanted to know. Like, what the heck? I thought this whole time that Ultimate Custom Night was actually just like a mini game. Like, I just putting everything together into one little game just to have a little fun, and have no lore purposes whatsoever. But if you, I guess, played it enough to get as many jump scares and voice lines as possible, you can actually think and know what is going on and why you're there and who you are playing as. This whole time, you're playing as William Afton, and he's in like purgatory. Like, he's in a never-ending loop of jump scares and stuff. Just all the like animatronics that the kids that he killed, jump scaring him over and over and over again because of Golden Freddy, who the vengeful child is. He's pushing him towards all of those jump scares. That's why it's never meant to be beaten. That's why it was supposed to be as impossible as it was. It was supposed to let you know where you are. You're William Afton in his own little hell. That's crazy. That's insane. I'm actually like baffled right now. Like, when I heard that, when he said that, I got chills. I'm not kidding. That was such a good game theory. Like, obviously it is just a theory, as he says, but it makes you think, really, right? So I'm excited for the next video to come out. I'm definitely going to check that out, and let me know if you guys actually enjoyed this one, please, because I've never done something like this before, and a bunch of you suggested it, and I've never actually took it into consideration until now. That was insane. That was the game theory video number, what, 800 or something or other? Pretty much summing up everything in Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night, which was insane. One of my favorite videos of his so far, because it gave like so many things to thought. It was food for thought, you know, and it's really insane. I just can't get over it. Guys, let me know what you think and your thoughts on this whole thing, and if you have any theories of your own, let me know in the comment section below, okay? And everything will be in the link in the description down below, so you go check this out for yourself, along with obviously the Game Theorist. Please go subscribe to Matt Pat. You won't be disappointed. He's got not just Five Nights at Freddy's videos, but on like everything else, all right? A lot of Pokemon theory videos and just game theory videos, man. They're so much fun to, it's cool to like think of what could happen or what is happening, and you know, if he's right or not, it's still intriguing to me. So like it if you enjoyed, subscribe to my videos, and I'll see you in the next one. So bye!